Inflation is the talk of the town. Consumer prices in Singapore rose to 5.5% in January, the highest in more than 2 years. 2011's inflation forecast is also expected to hit 3 to 4%, up from the previous estimated 2 to 3% due to higher costs in transport, housing and food. But when it comes to rising food prices, it's not just Singaporeans who are affected. Global prices for food items have risen due to demand and supply factors. However, as Singapore imports over 90% of its food supply, the surge in global food prices also means higher prices of food back home.
They point to long-term effects as a result of increased demand of certain economies, especially in South and Southeast Asia, as well as increased urbanization throughout the world. So people are eating more, consuming more, and that puts a pressure on demand. Another thing would be supply as well. We've had natural disasters in various major exporting countries. For example, recently Russia had a drought and Australia had a flood, and these affected the prices of wheat tremendously, leading to an increase in the price of flour and subsequently the price of bread. On top of that, you have certain governments putting export bans on their exports to secure domestic supply.
Jessica tells us which food products have gone up in price.
Wheat, corn, soybean, sugar, all due to natural disasters in the producing regions. You also have coffee that's led more by demand, increased demand throughout the world. You also have meat, and the reason for that is because corn has gone up, and that is used to produce feed for the cattle and animals.
But not all hope is lost for consumers, as supermarket chains have stepped up to help customers with the rising prices.
We're going to freeze the prices of our house brand rice, and we're going to freeze it for the next 6 months.
If you look at all our staples, in terms of our corporate brand or in terms of our giant brand products, we've kept our prices on the staples exactly the same for the last year. And we certainly plan to do that on certain basics, such as rice, for the next 6 months.
But are these measures enough to help Singaporeans? Razor TV finds out how consumers are coping with the rise in food prices.
肉起得最厉害，猪肉起得很厉害。
起多少钱？
不知道，现在16、17块哦，1 kilo 很厉害哦。以前我记得只有12、13块，哇，这上去了。
起啊，好像很多嘞，赚的钱都不够搭车跟车啊。
所以哪个物品起的最多呢？
米咯，以前是5、6块，现在是10多块嘞。省钱不是吃就吃那个普通的了，不要吃太好了，没有办法。
米跟油咯，会起的比较多。
现在每个月你大概花多少钱呢？买这些食品
800多啊，我看要。
为几个人
？3、4个月。
之前每个月你大概花多少？
便宜10到28% lah. Semua naik, tak boleh tahan. Belanja sikit-sikit je lah. Kalau dulu kata orang kurang sikit lah. Kalau untuk RM20 satu kali belanja, tak boleh belanja banyak lah.
In the next clip, we find out how one family struggles to cope with the rising cost of food.